On this episode of Pimp, I'm going to be talking about your setups you submitted for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're not interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly with new special guests every week. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? With the Pimp My Setup episode number 183, recorded live on January 24, 2017. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly, and as always, I am joined by producer Tom.
Catch me outside. How about that?
You just call him Hose? Get it? It's the Dr. Phil reference, you know, and I'm Dr. Phil E.
Oh,
technically you are too.
That's wordplay right there.
Yeah, it is. Definitely is. Anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in to episode 183. I'm very excited. We actually have some pretty epic setups today. A few that are I guess you could say, or as she would say, you know, catch me outside. But, you know, a few that are really epic. So we're definitely going to get into that in just a second. Make sure you go ahead and join the Discord server. I'm going to be there all the time. We're going to be getting some people for Setup Clinic. So make sure you're part of that. Discord.gg/Matt, or just click the link in the description. Setup Addicts is now over 20,000 members.
Holy
crazy. Link to that down below, or just go to setupaddicts.com. Also, if you want to get on the show, we are booked to 288 as of right now. So pinmysetup.com/Q is the place to go. If you want to support the show, $25. It gets you a fast pass. By no means do you have to do it, but it's a great way to make fat people fatter. Anyways, yeah, all right, let's just get into the first set of the day, submitted by Zach. He's 17, and he wants tips on how to improve his wiring and what he has to do with the posters that he currently has. He wants to know, should he get shelving or should he get more he wants to understand the wall layout, which we'll get to in a second. Now, down the road, he plans on upgrading the monitors and the peripherals and all that fun stuff. So here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. At first glance, I was like, damn, the cable management, it is insane. I mean, in that photo, you see the one cable doing a smiley face right there, which is such an easy fix, but I mean, an insane job. And his email literally says, how do I improve it? I'm like, what? Like, honestly, dude, I don't know if that was like you kind of being like, what do I do?
A little smug, like,
yeah,
how do I fix it? Wait, I already did.
Oh, wait, it's perfect. But I mean, obviously, other than that one cable, you're pretty much golden. And then there's, I think, just the headphone cable or some sort of black cable on the right side in the first photo. Yeah, like that. And then like the LED cable we could see on the right. But I mean, that's like really easy to fix. Now, I'm happy that he said he wanted to upgrade everything, because although this is an amazingly well put together setup, you know, he's using a 4x3 on the right side, which again, we're not here to critique about accessories and things like that, just the overall aesthetics, usability, all the different 5 categories, things like that. So yeah, I think it's pretty good for the most part. It is an interesting setup, but I like that you have the console setup, you have the actual computer setup, and then you have the laptop in the corner, which obviously the usability isn't great. That's not really meant to be like a usable section of the desk, more so like you put a printer there or something like that. But I would assume you just opened it for the photo or whatever. But that is actually a great spot if you were to put the laptop elsewhere to put something related to theme. You know, whether it's like, you know, I don't know, pop vinyl shrine or a bunch of figures, or maybe like, let's say you were into football, you put a helmet or whatever, you get the idea. But knowing that you're into Call of Duty, you could definitely get something to fit the theme there. Now, I think the posters are cool. I think the one on the right side it looks huge, honestly, which is pretty cool. Might not be the best spot for it. And honestly, I don't know if posters are really going to work here, considering it seems like your walls are pretty small.
Yeah, it looks like the molding up top is like
maybe it's like a triangle kind of ceiling, you know, kind of like a little hut. But yeah, I think it is very, very short. I don't know. I would say that I doubt that's a 26 by 36 poster, like a standard size, because that looks ginormous. But I don't know if Tom would agree, but I think no posters would work better.
Yeah, it's just the desk like
covers too much.
Yeah.
So and if you frame it, that would look kind of stupid.
Yeah.
So I think maybe put that elsewhere in your room if you can, like, you know, behind your door, whatever. But maybe just some shelves with some cool stuff would work better. So I'm happy you asked about that, and you're interested in improving that, so that's ideal. I think shelves with some stuff on it and a little bit more theme, possibly in that corner section, that'd be great. It'd be a great way to kind of get the job done. So would you agree with what I said?
Yes. And just the one other thing, like I know the LEDs are like purple or bluish, but you have like a red mouse and a green Razer mouse pad. Just like I would replace the mouse pad maybe. Like that's like the only thing I would think of.
Yeah, maybe I can extend the mouse pad.
Yeah.
And I guess I said 26 by 36. I mean 24 by 36. Same thing. Unless you're a dick, which most people are. Going to the next set of the day, submitted by George. He's also 17, staying on this photo. He recently pimped his room. This is what it looked like before. He says that, you know, his new setup, which we'll get to in a second, he uses for homework, playing games, and things like that. When he's not at school or home, he's also working as an assistant chef at a local restaurant. Wow. So good for you, man. I think that's really cool. Considering you're 17, assistant chef.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, you must be like Salt Bay, you know.
You should catch me outside. How about that?
That would be interesting. But yeah, so looking at this, it's a very interesting layout. Like he's got that little cubby hole. You see that above the bed? Like that's very, it's kind of like a
Illuminati.
Okay, well, that too, but he's got sort of like this weird ass wall thing going on. Very interesting. So let's go to the renovation. Bam! Wow. And then let's just go back for one quick second. Look at that. And now go to the next one. Now that is like night and day. I mean, obviously the new arrangement of the room works probably like, I would say 100 times better. I feel like you have way more open room. The entertainment setup itself looks a lot cleaner. The whole setup looks pretty damn nice. If you go to the next photo, you can see symmetry is pretty awesome here too. I mean, the photo on each side is the same. The shelves are the same. You know, the split. He doesn't have a primary monitor. He has the split down the middle. I like the gray. I think the gray looks awesome. Right off the bat, the one thing I was kind of like pissed off about though is like he goes for symmetry with everything except for the damn lamp. If he had one more lamp on the left side, that would make it like 20 times better. But yeah, so I think in this photo, it's pretty good. If you go to the next photo, you can see he's kind of close to the bed, but I don't think he's close enough to where it's like changing his life. But that's the great thing about this desk. Cable management's pretty good because it's all just right in there. So really, it's a simple, straightforward setup, powered off of his MacBook, which is, you know, nothing wrong with that. I think it's great. I like the yellow against the gray. I've always been a fan of that, yellow light against the gray background. So I do think the other light would help. You know, it's got a little bit of theme on each shelf, which is good. It's a pretty straightforward setup. It definitely has sort of that modern IKEA look to it, something like you'd see in the showroom. He's got the fake plan on his desk. So, you know, he's obviously into the whole staging kind of thing. Like, I don't know many 17-year-olds that are like, oh, let me get a fake plan. But like, you know, if that's what you want to do, that's cool. I think it's pretty good. I think it's, considering what you came from, I think it's great. You know, theme, like I said, it's there, but it's not as much in your face. I see this more as not like a, because beforehand he had a pretty big Star Wars theme with the posters on the wall and stuff like that. But I feel like now he's going for more of like a, not necessarily Star Wars, something like that, just kind of like a modern, chill, nice room. You know what I mean? What would you think, Tom?
It's hard to say. I mean, it looks nice. Like, I feel like adding something else to the wall would be like too much. So I don't know what else you could do for theme.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's doing it well with the shelves and all that, but I don't think adding anything else would make it better.
Yeah, I gave him an 8 for theme. I think it's good. It could be better, but like Tom said, maybe putting stuff on the wall could look a little odd, out of place. Really depends on what it is. But I mean, he's still got a great score. It's a great setup, and I am kind of jealous. Anyways, next set of the day, submitted by, I don't know how to say this, Yves?
It's
Yves.
It's I know how to. It's Yves.
Yves.
It's like
Yves.
he's like Yves or something like that.
Something like that. He's 47. He's a truck driver, and he's not a gamer, which I thought was interesting. We'll get to that in a second. But he used to play WoW all the time. Stopped playing it. He said it's boring. Nothing really interests him when it comes to gaming anymore. You know, this was a very interesting setup to me because he built the desk. If you go to the second photo, you could kind of see a little bit more. You know, it's not the, and of course, it's still a great setup. I mean, it's a lot of work to do a PC build in a desk. But the thing I'll say is, it's not the prettiest. You know, normally I think because he probably just kind of wanted to skip ahead. Normally people will finish the wood. The legs look a little slanted. It's got that unfinished look to it. You know, it seems like in the first photo, if you look at it, everything seems to be pretty cool. It almost looks like I mean, someone can confirm when I zoom in, it's very pixelated, but it seems like he actually put the CD drive and all that into the wall, or like where it tells him his fan temperatures and everything. I could be wrong, but it looks like that's in the wall. You know, it kind of looks like a gaming setup with the peripherals and everything. That's how I feel about it. But, you know, he doesn't use it for that. Now, the other thing is that keyboard stand kind of looks like if you put too much pressure on there, you could snap that shit right off, or like you're starting to unbalance the desk itself. Pretty interesting, but something I'm confused about. Now, the whole setup, I think basically the walls and the rest of the desk, like off to the left and everything, it kind of looks a little bland, a little off, a little weird to me. I've been trying to think about the right word to explain it, but it all looks unfinished and kind of like there's nothing to it. I don't know, but I like what he has above the setup. He's got some, like, you know, model cars and all that. I think the speakers are cool. One thing I always say is the monitors can't be flat. If you want the proper viewing angle, you can't have them flat. You need to have an angle. That way you can easily shift left to right and it just works. You know what I mean, Tom? Like,
yeah, it looks a little weird.
Yeah,
I like the curvature to the monitors usually.
Yeah, it's definitely flat. I mean, cable management's not awful. It's more so bad in the second photo in the left corner by like the boxes and stuff. But it's interesting. And then the third photo is just kind of a look of how it is at night. So I think it's interesting. The fan controller thingy in the wall is pretty interesting. The extra fans. I mean, it definitely took work to do. And I got to give him props. But at the same time, I think you could have put your money elsewhere and your craftsmanship elsewhere to have maybe just a really nice desk with an actual PC. But maybe if you have the time to finish the desk, straighten out the legs, I think that'd be awesome. But definitely an interesting setup nonetheless. Let's go to the next setup, submitted by Danny. He's 17, high school senior, studying, now get this, he's studying networking, animation, and engineering, and he's also a certified computer technician. God damn, you have too much going on. See, I like my status. My status is I do nothing all day and I eat food. But yeah, taking a look at his setup, he's a big gamer. He spends a lot of time on his setup. Now, not that I'm taking a shot at Danny, but this is one of the less nice setups of the day, and I think it's mainly contributed to the hutch. And I think that's pretty obvious. It's not when you cut all that off, like if you look at the bottom of that photo and you look at the first photo, it's a pretty good setup. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. You know, I say we, but I hate keyboard trays. I think Tom does too. Right.
Yeah, they're not necessary, to be honest.
So, I mean, it's not a terrible setup, but please just look at the second photo. I mean, that is kind of what I'm critiquing here. So, for somebody that seems to come off as pretty smart, you know, you're doing a lot of studying, you're certified computer technician, wouldn't you want to kind of clean up? I don't know. I feel like it's just a little weird to me. The desk is killing you. The dresser to the right side is killing you. If you had a desk that went from the door to the window, that'd be it. That's all you need. You don't need those boxes. You don't need the game set up. Like, I get you're going for like a display with Ratchet and Clank is cool, but you know, I mean, we don't need to know what your headphones are. I mean, literally have an Xbox Turtle Beach. You have your PlayStation Gold wireless headset. Another Turtle Beach, PS4 box, and you know, it's a lot, man. It is a lot. Too much. You need to come up with a better storage solution for all of the games, all of the different things you have, better controller stand. It's a lot of shit. It really is. And the speakers are different. You know, you have the right speaker that, oh, well, he's got those up there, but yeah, see, okay, so that's weird then.
Yeah.
So he has two sets of speakers.
Yeah, he's got these.
So he has the right and left on the left and the right and left on the right. Why? And the printer scanner thing, that's too big. You also have a fax thing that, that's got to go. The lamp in the corner, not really helping you too much. And then he also said that he's not a fan of the 49ers. It's his dad's. He left it there. So instead of taking it down, he just covered it up.
That's good.
Kind of defeats the purpose, but it's all right. You'll never see a Super Bowl for the 49ers again. But, I think it's just, I don't know. I mean, you look at the third photo, really the cables aren't awful. You have obviously the cables for the keyboard and mouse, which look a little bit wonky, but it's just, printer fatter than your mom. That's right. So yeah, I don't know. You really have anything to say about it?
You have to do the old patent swipe across that top.
Except
of
that would be make sure you're not standing too close.
No, yeah. I would just take everything out, all the games and all that, and I'll just maybe display it differently.
Yeah.
If you're gonna display all that shit, I would display a little differently. It just looks whack.
And maybe a tenth of what you're displaying now.
You could show off the games if you love those games a lot. Show them off in a different way. Maybe there's a way you could display them better.
Yeah, I agree. You could still have stuff, but goddamn, you have a lot. Next setup submitted by Thomas 15. Use this setup for chilling and homework. I think this is a simple one to critique. You look at the second photo. That photo, obviously, you can just wire mold those, or you can not have the printer on the floor. That's also a good option. But I'm pretty sure that's a very interesting subwoofer. That could go in the corner, goes up the leg, boom, done. Printer definitely should go elsewhere. Rest of the cable management, nice, good job. Now, the first photo, I think the easiest solution is computer shouldn't be there. It should be in the corner where the plan is. That would make more sense. Then by doing so, you can move the Alex drawer over to the left. By drawer, I mean the riser. You move that off to the left so it's not peeking out to the right side so much, and you could be actually centered to that portion of the desk, and it would just make a lot more sense. And it would be nice, because having the computer there, I don't think makes the most sense. Plus, if you don't even want it on your desk, you have all that room under the desk. That would work perfectly. I
think that's what you should do. Put the PC underneath and put the printer off in the corner.
Yeah. I mean, you could definitely do that. I just think if you're going to keep the desk, it goes where the plan is. If you're not, like Tom said, it's got to go under the desk. It has to. It's not even like you're doing it for the window. The window's on the left side. So at least if you put it where the plan is, you could see the inside. But obviously that's not what you're worried about. So that's just annoying, especially, you have a snowball. If your computer runs loud when you're gaming, why even have a microphone? You're just going to ruin your sound. So, figure that out. And I also hate that he put his 360 to the left of it. That's just stupid. That thing can be knocked over so easily. It's not even funny, dude. It is kind of funny because it's 360, so who really cares anymore? But
I like he has 4 bullet holes in his wall.
Yeah, right.
I don't know what
Catch
happened
me outside. Shit. Damn. Yeah, that's actually a good point, because they do look like bullet holes. So,
or how bugs are not coming in, like wasps or something like that.
Like wood bees or whatever the hell they're called, carpenter bees. But what do you think about theme, Tom? Because obviously it needs a little bit of love.
It needs a little bit of love. It's tough because of the windows and all that. And he's tried to do something on the right side with the tropical poster thing, but it's weird because he's got red LEDs, but then he's got the blue tropical like the paper poster or whatever, and then you got the wallpaper and all that. It's a little bit confusing. I would try to set on one color and work from there.
Yeah, I agree.
It's tough because you got the windows right there, so it's hard to work with the space you have. Why
go for a red case, red LEDs if you're gonna kind of go for the tropical green, blue look, So yeah, I agree. But interesting setup. Not a lot to say. Now these last 3 are very good setups in terms of scores, and we'll kind of break down why. But this is Jake. He's 17. He is a hardcore gamer, dude. He said if he's not at his desk gaming, he's sleeping, working, or at school. Now he's a 49er fan for life. I don't know what the recurrent theme is, but bro, you are not going anywhere with Colin Kaepernick. All right, dude, just take a knee. Oh, anyways, Tom doesn't find it funny. Are you a 49ers fan, Tom?
I'm a huge 49ers fan. Die hard.
Damn it. Anyways, he's also a model car collector, and he's got a dream to own a Shelby Cobra, which is actually the same car that my dad wants to get, except he doesn't want like the replica. He wants like the $2 million one.
Yeah.
So
it's cool seeing all those model cars. Oh wait, I don't see any of them on his fucking desk.
whoa.
Don't say that you're a model car collector and I don't see anything near your freaking setup.
Yeah, the other guy had model cars.
Yeah, he had more model cars than you, and he's not even a freaking collector.
Tom.
Just don't say it to me
Tom,
now.
he's got a calendar with the car on it. Sodded. Anyways, really though, let's explain why the setup got a good score. Now, first things first, in this photo, the cable management is pretty damn nice. You know, we're seeing that one cable out of the outlet, and that's just about it. Everything else with a desk like this, it is nearly impossible unless you just put your mind to it and never give up. He did a wonderful job, really though, cutting the bullshit out. Great job. Now, I kind of want to punch him in the throat real quick, and this is aside from the wire management. If you go to the left side of that photo, Tom, you might have to zoom out because we do have.
I hadn't zoomed out.
I'm saying with the shot to just the photo, you know, because that is try to zoom in on that Rock Band guitar. Who mounts a goddamn Rock Band guitar to their goddamn wall? I'm a model car collector. Here's my Rock Band guitar.
Maybe he's trying to pass it off as a real guitar.
Yeah, maybe if you just blink 7 times and become Helen Keller, it looks like it. It's so finger smudged. That is, zoom out all the way and just please look at the finger smudge on that. What do you do to your goddamn Rock Band guitar?
Do you clean your Rock Band guitar, Matt?
I do, obviously. I have the Rock Band cleaning kit, Tom. What do you have? God. Anyways, really, I can just picture like he's playing Rock Band like every other day. Oh my God, Rock Band is on the thing.
Oh.
Rock Band 4. Oh my God, this dude is actually like a legit Rock Band player. Okay, I take it all back. That is cool.
So he needs it like right there.
That is actually cool though.
Yeah, so it works. If he's like a standard like everyday Rock Band player, it's easy for him to just grab that guitar and
I
jam
completely take everything back. If you, because you are lucky that is right there. That means you actually play it. I liked Rock Band, but it's a bitch to set up in my house. So
yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't notice that until you said that. That's funny.
I honestly didn't either. But yeah, so what's interesting with this setup, now I didn't even mean to like bring up the whole Rock Band thing, but that's funny. You know, first off, he's got the Vive, right? So obviously this kid's rolling in the dough. But that is a terrible spot for your Vive. Why would you put it there? Plus, is it actually completely set up? Because the Vive is like, it requires a lot of wiring. Like a lot. So if he wire managed all that into his setup, like props to you, man.
No way. He probably keeps all the wires away, and then when he wants to play,
which is why I was expecting in the corner of his desk he could put the Vive. And I say this all the time. You get like one of the, it could be a styrofoam head, it could be the Banks, the bus, whatever. You get like we've seen Deadpool, Spider-Man, whatnot, and you could put the VR on him, and it's a cool way to display it. But putting it down there just kind of makes me like think you're neglecting it, and that's buku cash right there. Why you call it Vive? It's VR because it's the HTC Vive, you bitch. Thank you for the car horn, but you were a little late to censoring me. Really though, someone said esports Rock Band. Can you imagine? Really though, the whole sort of 49ers theme is amazing. I think it's very interesting. It works. I like it. What do you think, Tom?
I don't like how Joe Montana's being blocked. Yeah. Everything's placed
Disgrace.
weird. Like, I think the right side's placed okay. Like, everything, like the lanyards and all that, that's cool. The left side is, you gotta move that stuff around.
Yeah, well, the banner's being covered by the TV, probably just by the angle, like the pendant thing. What is that called? Yeah. That I can see. But I don't think there's really another spot in his room to put Joe Montana. And at least it's from, like, his nipples up that he's being seen, so at least you could see him.
Yeah, it just looks weird. That's all.
Yeah, I don't think there's
it's got the little like plaque thing like of Jerry Rice, and it's like, why the fuck is it like just?
Why do you keep cursing, Tom?
Sorry, this
is PG-13.
It just looks so weird.
Yeah, no, I agree. But you know, it doesn't really matter because it's 49ers, so it's not like you want to show it off anyway. You know, cover it up best you can. Anyways, you have any final thoughts for this guy, dude?
No, he did a great job with the setup. He's got his
Oh, what were you saying
entertainment.
before though? You didn't like the placement of the stuff on the left. What were you saying? Why was it not first place? What was it?
It's because of that. It's just like the placement of theme.
Oh, that's
and,
it?
Yeah, and personality and all that. I just didn't like. I feel like the guy that won first place had it better. That's all.
Yeah, well, I think that, I always say controller stands, but really that would be perfect for him.
Controller stands probably would have got you an extra point.
It would. And also, I think the other thing I was going to say depends. I don't think that Xbox One, unless it's the S, I don't think it could be put on vertical.
Yeah.
But if you come up with like a cool stand that actually has, they have like a cool little docking station that you can put the controllers on top of, and then that would make the corner look, because the corner is kind of like not the best use of that space.
Yeah.
So I think there's more you could do. But yeah. Anyways, let's go to the next setup now. The last one, and a lot of them had a lot of theme. This one is kind of like the life was sucked out of it. Submitted by Aaryan. Aaryan.
I would say Aaron. Like I don't know.
Aaron.
It just looks like Aaron.
Yeah, Aaryan. I'll just say Ryan.
Just say
Double A. He's 14, which goddamn has a passion for technology. Runs a YouTube channel called No Verity. He also runs a business called Tide Media. So he's 14. He's obviously like, $85,000, dropped into the setup at the age of 14. He runs a business. Obviously, he's making buku bucks. But, this, people that don't know what?
No. What I'm saying is,
off?
this is scheduled to be on Setup Spotlight.
Yes, it is.
But I feel like there was more in the pictures that he took for Setup Spotlight. Like, I don't know if it's just...
That was his latest updated photo. And then he said, here are my updated photos. I sent the Setup Spotlight email.
It just looked like there was more on the Setup Spotlight.
Regardless, that's the last photo.
This is the photo.
And it's separate from Spotlight.
Yeah.
I emailed him 4 days ago saying send updated photos.
Yeah.
Never did. So, which most of these people never did, which always blows my mind. But looking at this, I don't want to be a dick, but like if you don't know too much about setups, you're just like a everyday kind of guy. You look at it, you're like, that's a dope setup. That would get 100. Look how clean it is. This is the most cookie cutter setup we see all the time. All the time. It's got the IKEA Alex, dual combo drawers. He's got the nice kitchen countertop. Why can't I speak English right now? He's got the nice little single shelf, the fake plant tree thing in the back corner. He's got the nice PC, bro, like nice peripherals, extended mouse pad. It's a cookie cutter damn thing. But here's the problem, all right? I'm going to cut him up real quick, all right? I'm going to slice him up. First things first, is that a mic arm with nothing on it?
Yeah, in the photos he has his snowball on it, I think. But for some reason,
but for the show.
Yeah, but for the show he took it right off.
Because he knows. Well, in that case, I just added 5 points to his score. No, really though. I mean, obviously for the photo, that's kind of stupid. What the hell, man? Yeah. I would have at least liked to seen a snowball. I don't hate the snowball. I think the snowball is like a good pickup. But for like maybe $20 more, you can get a better dynamic microphone that makes you sound like Jesus talking through, your eardrums.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Here's the thing though. The bottom right side there, right? Bottom right side, I just think that's a bit weird. I think that's pretty damn old. I think my grandma had the same one. Really though, I don't care how old the technology is. I think it kind of matches the speakers, and it probably works fine considering you're still using it. But a better spot needs to be found for that, other than the floor. Just saying. Now, and someone said, "Where's the middle leg?" Well, the thing is, this is a solid wood countertop. It's the same one I have in my new setup. And because it's solid wood, it doesn't need a middle leg because it ain't particle board. So that's actually a sufficient base for it. So it will not warp like, a Linmon desk. Anyways, yeah, there are some IKEA countertops that they have a quarter layer of birchwood or whatever on top, and then they have particle board underneath. So make sure you get, I think it's the Hamarp. That's solid wood. That shit weighs like 80 pounds. All right. So unless, my fat ass is sitting on it every day, it ain't dropping. But obviously theme is pretty non-existent here. Not much you could say about that. I'd like the thing above the little shelf, maybe a little too high, but I think it's also kind of at a good height?
I think it's a good height.
Yeah, I think it's good. I just think it's so small. That's what makes it look out of place.
Yeah.
But what do you think about it?
It's tough because someone said in chat, he's like, stick 2 posters on each side or whatever, and it'd be perfect. But that, like, I don't know if it's a thermostat or something like that.
Yeah,
it's like having a poster there would not be ideal. So maybe something that goes horizontal.
Get a canvas so that could be on the inside of it.
Yeah, it's like as long as it's not like covering that, it's just hard to find posters that would fit on each side of the wall. I would get rid of that huge ass plant because it's like looks so awkward. Unless you get another one of those and you place it on the other side, maybe that would work. But then again, you're probably covering the thermostat.
Also, someone made a good point. They said that the Echo Dot is on top of the old receiver thingamajig in the bottom right. Which I think it is. I think that's the Echo.
Yeah, I think he does have Amazon Echo.
That is a terrible spot. I would assume that he has the aux. He has the aux cord going into the receiver so that it goes through speakers. So when he tells like, Alexa, play me a hot jam, it's like right through the speakers, and he's like dancing around his empty room because it looks like there's nothing in there. But the person that said that made a good point because, you know, Alexa's kind of like in the corner, like, hey Alexa, play me a hot jam. She's like, I can't hear you, speak up. So yeah, I definitely think putting her on the desk would be nice. And then they actually make aux cables that are long enough, believe it or not, long enough to go into the receiver from another spot. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I think we spent enough time on the setup.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna take a nap real quick. Okay. Final set of the day. Someone said I triggered their Alexa. Alexa, Google Pornhub. Got him. Anyways, all right. So this setup, honestly, is my favorite of the episode, and not just because he bought a fast pass, which does help your score by 37 points. No, just kidding. But really though, submitted by Jim. Now, Jim is 30 years old. He's a husband, father, and IT professional. Now, his setup is used for gaming, work, and for him to write songs for personal playback purposes. I just ruined his whole joke.
Purposes.
This is submitted by Jim. He's 30. Anyways, he said he uses it to record songs he writes for personal playback purposes so he can hear how bad they really are. He wrote that, not me. I'm not a dick. Well, I am a dick, but not that much of a dick. He said when gaming, the lower screens are dedicated to video chat and various other tasks. Now, he has been watching the show for 2 years, apparently, and it seemed to have had an impact, according to him, which is awesome. He also said that he knows a lot of people are going to think this. The screen orientation seems a bit unconventional, which I think a lot of people would agree with, but he did it actually for ergonomic reasons. He's used a triple monitor surround setup like we see all the time, like the one in the last setup, but he said it actually takes a toll on his back, and he doesn't like that. He said he's really tall, and because of that, he finally found a layout that's comfortable. So think about it. He said the top monitor is used for gaming, so that's about eye level. So you could tell this guy's probably like 6'52" or something like that. You know, he's ginormous. But I'm actually picturing myself sitting there, and, you know, I'm 5'10" on a good day. So, you know, I think actually I can see what he's going for. You know, can you imagine straight ahead, you have your monitor that's perfect for gaming, and you look down and you're only doing things like, you know, maybe Spotify playlist, looking at a video chat, something like that. So I actually think the screen orientation, this may not be a popular opinion, I actually think that's a great idea. It seems to work great. And I think the most important part of this email that people really need to listen to is the fact that he said he tried the other ways and it took a toll on his back. So he had to figure out the ergonomic solution to have a setup that works for him. And he did just that. So I think, you know, yeah, great. Kudos to you. I don't know why Tom said on that photo. Okay, cool. I was going to talk about that, and you just...
I was showing off how he did it.
You just ruined the surprise. Really, I wanted to say best cable management of today. That photo right there, you can see going down the leg. Again, it doesn't matter if we see the cable as long as it's managed. That is a great rule of thumb, and this is exactly how it should be done. It doesn't matter if we see the cable as long as it's managed. And these are very... that's a great way to use the Signum. Look at how clean that is. That is packed in to the right amount, just very fed through. Go to the next, look at the feed into the PC. That is clean. That is, and this is what I always tell people. It's not hard to take a Velcro strap or whatever and just make it into one strand. Doesn't that look 30 times cleaner, Tom?
It does.
It really does. And I like how I keep coming up with these random statistics, like 30 times cleaner.
30 times cleaner. Not
Guaranteed.
40 times cleaner. That's a little too much. 30 times, yes.
And then the next photo, my bad. You can really see the out of the monitor arm, that is clean. That is very, very clean. You can just see how nice the setup is in so many different ways. Everything's just fed to the right spot. I like it. I really do. And the theme here, also, he does have a snowball if you go to the second photo and you look into the basket with the H in the back corner. So that's where his mic is for people wondering, because obviously he's not using it on a daily basis, kind of popping in when he needs it. But yeah, taking a look at the first photo, I just think accessories, he nailed it. You know, he's got speakers, headphones, he's got more than one monitor, everything he could possibly need. I love the PC stand. I think it's just such a simple yet effective setup, and it's so different. And I think that's what really draws me to this, is it's so hard to find something unique nowadays. We've seen basically everything, and like I said with the other setup prior to this, it's a cookie cutter thing. This is not cookie cutter. This is his setup, nobody else's. Obviously he likes guitars. We see that. You know, it reminds me of my dad. He loves guitars. I'm sure he wished he had a room like that to kind of display everything. And I love the art piece right above. That is super cool. I don't know if you know, he knows who did it, or he did it, or his daughter did it,
and it says some stuff, so it's probably something sentimental to him.
Yeah, because he said he's a father. I don't know why I said daughter. I just assumed that it was a daughter. But he said he's a father. So you don't know. Like, I'm just saying that's like a cool piece, and it looks unique, and nobody else is going to have that. So I love the overall feel here. It seems like a great place to just chill, you know, especially working a full-time job, being a husband, father. He needs a getaway place, and that just seems like an epic place to do so. Tom, what do you think?
I love the American theme. It's
Hell
awesome.
yeah.
He's got guns, he's got guitars, he's got the American flag. It's awesome.
That's what it's all about.
It literally is. It's an awesome setup. It's an awesome setup. I don't know what else to say. You basically hit everything on the head.
Yeah, I always do, Tom.
That's why it's hard to come up with stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, if we have to nitpick, because, you know, at the end of the day, it got a 94. Spoiler. I gave it a 10 for wire management, 10 for out of sight, out of mind, because as far as the desktop goes, he has nothing on there that he's not using. You know, I think for accessories, it's basically perfect. This is going to sound kind of dumb. Actually, it's for usability. The left speaker, I just wish it looks like it's not the same as the right in terms of like go in and turn a little bit. Like, that is literally nitpicking. But I forget the one reason. I should have written it down. God damn it. Let me see. Theme, I gave a 9. The only reason I gave it a 9 was for some of the various things that we see along the sill, windowsill, kind of molding sill. I don't know what you call it. Like, those various things, I think are a little bit... I think you can see it more in the second photo. I don't know. It just looks weird. Like, I like the H. I like the snowball, but I feel like it's too far kind of disconnected from the setup. But again, I took a point off. You got to keep that in mind. I mean, you got to nitpick guys like this. This guy will never have to make an update to his setup. It is literally perfect, but unique nonetheless. I really, it's awesome. It's a great setup, and he won the show. That's how it works.
God.
What? I already told.
Spoiler, dude.
Well.
Do the score first.
My bad, dude. All right. Zach 86, George 90, Yves 84, Danny 70, Thomas 82, Jake 92, AA Ryan 90, and Jim 94. So a good array of setups right there. I think it's pretty interesting. But I think it's safe to say Jim's setup was definitely the most unique, and the cable management alone is just like, why are you clapping, bro?
Give it up, bro.
Yeah.
Give it up.
Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching this episode of Bet My Setup, episode number 183, recorded live on January 24, 2017. My name is Matt. You can find me on Twitter at MattPhilly, and as always, joined by producer Tom. You can find him on Twitter at ThomasPhilly.
You can catch me outside too.
You can. How about that? Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. I mean, Thursday. Same thing.